Would you come with me to France? We could dance on the Champs-Élysées. Let's take a chance on amour.
Good day, and welcome to Notes and Notions from the Writing Desk. I'm Joanne de Simone. I am your host. And today is September 2nd, 2020. And thanks always to LTV East Hampton for this opportunity and for continuing the work of public access, which is an essential to us all. Let's keep it going. That beautiful song, intro song you just heard, was written by Jim, and Carolyn Conlin. Isn't That What Love Is For? And they are my dear friends and colleagues. And Jim is with us today. They allow me to actually use that beautiful song as my theme song. Jim is here today to play some music for us, and I'll be reading some poetry, which is actually combined art and effort on both our parts. I would like to say that the song I'll Remember, you can actually hear on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and type in April James, I'll Remember, and you'll find it on YouTube. And we are now approaching the tragic anniversary of 9/11, and I'll remember. We will never forget. And Jim is going to play a song I'll remember in tribute to that, that horrible day in our memory. I would just like to also mention that a very dear friend of mine took this photo of the Twin Towers from his airplane over the Statue of Liberty and managed to get this beautiful shot in 1979, and he has graciously allowed me to actually hold it for this half hour. And I'd like to start with Jim. Let's play. How about you play "I'll Remember"?
I'd love
so
to.
we
yeah.
we will start off with remembering and feeling good in our hearts for a hopeful future.
Yeah, it's been a bunch of
19
years now.
years.
Well, 19 years, and then Carolyn and I, when we wrote it, we had to be very, very delicate with the song. You just can't barge in there. It was such a overwhelming event. It was really overwhelming. So,
but your song is beautiful, and it actually it just describes the day.
okay, great. So it'd be my pleasure.
Thank you.
It's called "I'll Remember."
Yes.
I remember a cloudless day. September can be that way. On Tuesday, the 11th day, so many dreams swept away. And I will remember, and I won't forget the last time you smiled, the last time we met, the sound of your voice, your laugh on the phone, when you walked through the door and you said, babe, I'm home. I remember all my days. Yes, I remember. And to those who answered to the call and bravely tried to save them all, the pipes have played their somber call as the nation prayed for one and all. And I will remember, and I won't forget the last time you smiled and the last time we met, and the sound of your voice, your laugh on the phone, when you walked through the door and you said, babe, I'm home. I remember all my days. Yes, I remember. For who can say, and who could explain the ignorant rage of a world gone insane? They never heard Mozart, not a word from the bard, yet they tear down our world in the name of their God. And I'll remember all my days, yes, I'll remember, as I remember all too well, morning when the towers fell. And to this day I still recall, as terror slammed into the wall, and in my heart I still feel for those who went down in the field, as I remember how we cried. Yes, I'll remember those who died.
Wow. That says it all, doesn't it?
Kind of, I
That
think,
says it
yeah.
all. It really, it describes the day and how everyone was feeling. And it's from my understanding that this 9/11, they won't be announcing, they won't be recalling everyone's names in the ceremony
Right.
at Liberty Tower.
Yeah.
So maybe on 9/11, everyone go on YouTube and listen to this beautiful song.
Oh, thank you.
So that we remember.
You know, the amazing thing is we were just, Carol and I were talking to friends in California the other day, and we told them we're going to come on the show and sing the I'll Remember. And, you know, even though it was a world event, there's no question, but it's amazing how California just didn't pick up the horror or the sorrow of it as we did. You know, 2 weeks ago we see the fires in California. We go, well, the fires in California, horrible, it's terrible. But they're living it.
But we don't feel the fire.
No, we don't feel the fire. And
Yeah.
they really didn't get, and it's strange how that worked. You know, it's 3,000 miles
Right,
away.
even though universal event.
And we here in New York, I mean, everyone knows someone who was either
Yes.
perished or
Yes.
severely.
It's like 6 degrees of 9/11.
There you go. That's
I
exactly
mean, we
right.
actually,
Yeah.
we actually.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
But I know you have a couple of other lighter, a couple of
Yeah.
other
Oh,
lighter
yeah.
songs to play. But today we're going to do something special because, you know, I have it here. I am a student of film, literature, and poetry to a point, and Jim is a student of music and lyrics. You know, which really means more poetry. It's just, to me, it is poetic. And we're going to have a little discussion, then we're going to follow it. I'm going to read a few poems that I've written on the air as the weekly guest of Chaim Mizrahi's Hello, Hello. And these are written spontaneously. One of us throws out a word, and the other one comes up.
I mean, I don't know how you do that.
Well, no. I don't know either. We just do it. I mean, is it Christina Rossetti? Is it Shakespeare? We don't know, but we don't care because we sort of, I always said, Chaim and I have a Vulcan mind meld.
Amazing, yeah.
So I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start with one. With one.
Great.
And then I think we'd all rather hear a song, you know. Okay. So Chaim threw out the word free verse. Those are the words, free verse. So I wrote, the verse is free, pen to paper, able to bring the thoughts to light. Free is the verse of our lives too. Speak in the open, stifle not the words. If the pen can move without limitation and the paper is willing to accept all manner, then we of flesh with the air ever fresh should be as free as the pen and its paper.
You wrote this spontaneously
Yeah,
on
we
air?
wrote this on the air on this. Yeah, this just a couple last week.
Terrific.
Last week, so that was one of them. And of course, Chaim's is wonderful too, but he'll be here another day. So for now, how about playing us something that I must say I love Jim and Carolyn's songs. Okay, so he's here for the second time. He was my first guest back on December 19th, and I'm so thrilled that he's here, and he's going to play another song that'll probably make me cry. So here we go. Okay.
Okay, we live in Quogue, so the deer in Quogue are driving us nuts, okay?
The deer in Quogue.
The deer in Quogue, so
Aw.
of course that requires a song.
Okay.
And it's called The
go
Deer in
again.
Quogue, of course.
I said.
You know, it's, in Quogue, I think it's evenly divided, the people who love deer and the people who really would like them to go to the Adirondacks. You know, we love them in the Adirondacks, but of course, they'll eat your shoe. I mean, if you leave your shoe out there, they're unbelievable. And they have an attitude, the deer in Quogue.
Okay.
But, so anyhow.
Oh, those because they live in Quogue.
That's right, of
Go
course.
ahead.
It's called The Deer in Quogue.
Deer in Quogue.
To live in a cottage by the sea. It's a dream that appeals to you and me. To grow your flowers by the sea, in a garden that's fed by ocean breeze. But the deer in quag, they're a very funny breed. They have everything they need to while the day's away. And the deer in quag, you know they'll never eat a weed unless you've grown it from seed, or you think you might need it someday. And to tell you the truth, I've been hesitant, but lately I've been reading recipes for venison, trying to find a way to make it seem like salmon fillet. And if buckskins ever come back in style, I'll be wearing a great big smile, walking through Quaggy Land singing this song all day. But the deer in quag, they know when you're home, or if you live all alone, or you've gone to take a holiday. And the deer in quag, well, they can even tap your phone. And if your number's unknown, well, I'm sure they're gonna find a way. Now, I'm not saying that I don't like deer, I'm merely saying that the buck stops here 24/7 every day of the year. And sometimes it brings a little dough, and when all's been said and day is done, Carolyn and I think it's almost fun. Turn to each other at the end of the day and say, good night, good night, good night, my dear.
Oh, that's terrific.
The deer
That's
in quag.
The deer in quag.
Yeah, they'll probably sue me for writing the
Oh,
deer.
maybe.
Yeah, they can sue you.
Yeah, they
the
could.
deer.
Oh, the buck stops here.
Yeah, the buck stops here, of course.
That's
You know that.
hilarious. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank you.
everything, but it's the first time I'm hearing this one.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's a
the
fun
ver-
song.
the
I,
very
I
first.
love singing it. It's fun.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but it's so great. But you don't see the lyricism of your song, the poetry in there.
I understand that, but at the same, it's just, you would think they would correlate almost perfectly, I think, between poetry and songwriting. But it's almost like, let's say, you're writing a novel or a play. I mean, I think they're that different. You know, it's amazing to me, because you write poems spontaneously just like that. It could take me a year or sometimes 2 weeks to write a song. You know, it just takes forever. But,
Yeah, but
then you can
sometimes you-
bang out a poem like that and actually have it a terrific poem. It's quite amazing.
But you've written. It doesn't take you that long to write some of your songs.
Well, you know what some of it is too? You never throw a line away. You think
Right,
of a line
right,
away. Hear
no.
somebody say something, you figure, let me save that for
That's
another
right.
day.
Material.
Yeah, it's material.
I would
you
say
know?
material.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you told me about someone, and I actually wrote a whole play about it. But I won't say. I won't discuss it on the air. But when you told me, I thought it was funny, and then I wrote a poem that a play. A tragic play, actually. It
Yes.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't funny. But what you told me was funny.
Yeah, the
So
story
that's see,
started
you
as
just take it and you go. Now this, obviously, this I'll remember is 180 degrees from the deer and quag.
For sure.
As,
Yeah.
as long as they live.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no, we have to keep. No, we love the deer, but what can I say? I don't have to deal with them. I have a couple of chipmunks and a squirrel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't have to deal with that. But I can imagine you plant the flowers, and where I used to live, I actually fed them. They called me Sheena, where I lived before, because I fed everything
Yeah,
if it
yeah,
came by.
Sheena.
And usually, if you feed one, a lot of other friends come by. They have that little sound that lets you
Yeah.
know. Food,
Well, do you know, they actually make guttural noises, deer.
yeah.
I've actually heard them, bark at each other, like, I think giving instructions, like, get out of, let's get out of
Right,
here.
you know, it's social distancing.
They're not social
That's what they're
distancing.
saying.
That's right, that's their problem. See, they do have an attitude in quag.
If they have a social distance, you wouldn't have deer and quag. That's how it goes.
You're not
Well,
kidding.
All right, I'll read.
good.
I'll take a moment to read something else that I wrote on the air with Chaim. Okay, this was in July. All right, it's called "Through the Door." Don't ask me why. He throws these words out.
So he throws you a
Yeah, he throws
you
a
those
word,
what,
or I
through the
throw a
door?
word, and it okay, through the door. Step on the floor, go through the door, the new door, not entered before. The walls are painted white and plain, but there's a crack in the wall that calls to you. Its imperfection will find its own redemption through your inspiration, as it is a reflection of your motivation. Perhaps the shadows and light are the shades of your soul, half or whole. Paint it, write it, create it. Its flaw is the magic you find when you step on the floor and walk through the door.
Wow.
Well, it's like I said,
And
it's
you
just
wrapped it up in the last
it's
line.
just spontaneous, and it's so much fun. It really, really is. Except that I have to leave my house at 5:30 in the morning, but it's fun. But hey, so do all the people on national network television.
In the real world.
And they're all painted up and beautiful. I look like a Hausfrau when
Well,
I get here.
The amazing thing is that through the door would be the line. So you begin the poem with through the door, and you can wrap it up in the last sentence through the door. It's
A wrap.
That's terrific.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Haim is more, talk about free verse, Haim is more Gertrude Stein.
Uh-huh.
He's out there.
Yeah.
So he doesn't wrap up, or he wraps up, it doesn't matter. He's wrapped and unwrapped.
He's just going.
But I have a, I don't know why, maybe he thinks that I should let go more and not just pack it in, put a ribbon on what I write. And and that's something for me to think about.
It is something to think about, but whereas he may be focused more strictly on poetry, you're writing plays, screenplays, books, and the poems.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
and editing other people's
and
work.
editing other stuff.
Which is a lot of fun, because it's right there. It's right there, and I get very excited when I work on someone else's work, because I think it's, first of all, you're watching someone else work. You're looking at someone else's work, and it's inspiring.
Is it interesting to see?
Some of it is. Some things you read, you grab a razor blade, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm excited that they trust me to actually put my hand on their work.
That's big.
Yeah, it
I
is.
suppose they said, or you said to them, listen, this line is not working in this in the narration. Do they take that on advisement, or do you think they would change the line?
Most people do. Some people are married to certain lines, and then you don't touch it. But I also do creative development. So it's not just a line. It's the fact that I might restructure something where I think it plays better.
Yeah.
It'll play better. But speaking of playing better, how about playing?
Playing?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I don't know what to play.
Anything you like. It's
Okay.
all great. It's all great.
Pardon me. I'll sing a song called, what is it called? I'll think of it. It's Falling Apart. It's weird. If I play this at a party, for friends and stuff, I play this song, right away eyeballs go over to Carolyn, like, uh-oh, what's going on over here? It's a song, so.
Yeah, no, of course it's a song. And she talk about a hand and everything. She always has a hand in it.
Of course
so.
she does.
Yeah.
I always say, Truman Capote didn't murder anybody, but he wrote that brilliant thing, Cold Blood, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way
Did he ever?
that kind of thing. Okay. We were the ones they all said we would last. We were the ones, but bad news travels fast. But you're the two they all knew who could keep love anew when slowly love's falling apart. Cocktails at 7 and dinner at 9. Dressed for the theater and dressed to the nines. Catch a cab, pay the tab. The maitre d' says we're fabulous. Slowly love's falling apart. But oh, what a ride it's been. I loved you, you loved me. Who could foresee how or when love starts falling apart? when you think of summer days on the Cape in a cottage just for two. And oh, who's to blame when you think of winter days when the islands were wintering with you. Bring on the dancers and take to the floor. The band will answer the call to play one more. Say good night, then sleep tight. Pleasant dreams turn the light when slowly love's falling apart. When slowly love's falling apart.
Wow, that's great. Oh, come on. Yeah, I know, but they said it wouldn't last, huh?
Yeah.
How about 44 years they're married,
They
right?
rock on.
44
Hey, we
years.
don't play games, you know.
And I
44
know,
yeah,
no,
we're
you
not
don't
messing
fool around.
here, Yeah.
Well, I hope you do.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. No,
Thank you.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love it.
You know, I think also a big part of it is too, like you love reading your poems, and I think your poems are dynamite. I love playing my songs. Of course, you have to do all the other covers and
We
stuff.
do what we do.
It's so much fun to play your own stuff or to read your own stuff, don't you think?
No, it's fun.
Yeah, I
I
think.
mean, I love it. I love it. I just keep going. I don't think about where I am. You know what? I'm just going to take a moment because as I do every day of my life, I send my good tidings and best wishes to Mr. Steven Spielberg, and in these times to his wonderful, wonderful family. But I look forward to the day that Mr. Spielberg meets my Metro Cats and my other characters, because I know it will be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Well said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I say that every day. It's a prayer. It's a prayer to the DreamWorks gods.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab another one here,
Beautiful.
and we'll see where we'll take this. He just said the word it. He just said it.
He throws one word
Just
to you.
it. So this was it. He wrote it, whatever it was for him. Okay. It is the time to look at the root of the tree planted those years ago. It was a tree of freedom, but its roots have rotted, drowned in the earth in hate. If it can stand strong, if justice prevails, then it can live forever. If its care comes from all those who look at it as a monument to love, and its branches high in the sky, always green, evergreen, our tree, it survives forever with its newly nurtured roots.
You got this from it.
Yeah, just the word it. And when I look at this poem, we remember, okay?
Definitely.
We
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read one more, okay? I'm going to read one more of my nonsense. And let's see, I know that I told him, oh yeah, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That was what he threw out.
This is the point.
This is very short and silly even. 3 o'clock says the 3 o'clock says the clock. Had you lunch just because the music left me at noon. After teasing me with words that do not rhyme, or for no reason since 7 this morning, 3 o'clock, evening on the way, and still nothing worthy to say. So, you know, because at this point this was the 5th poem on the air.
Wow.
So I was already done in.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I didn't think I had anything more to say except Hiram said, yeah, you had something to say. You had something to say.
As delightful.
Yeah, so like I said, we just do what we do. We move along, and I was thrilled to meet you and Carolyn. When I came back to the East End, I lived in the Hamptons for a while, long time, then left, then came back. And in November of 2014, just by accident we met. You played the song, Isn't That What Love Is For?
Oh, well, yeah, right.
That what love is for. And I was crying. You'll hear the rest of it at the end. But that also, I don't think we have it on YouTube yet, but we should.
Yeah.
You should get that. It's a beautiful song about no matter where you are, you're in love. You could be in Rome, Paris, Spain, and we don't have the time today to do the whole song. But I know that Jim will be back to play it because it's beautiful. And it really is inspiring. And this is a time in the world that we need all the inspiration that we can get. And if you can do it through song, or just being nice and kind to people, or call someone, see if they're doing okay.
That's so important.
Drop some
yeah.
flowers off at a neighborhood assisted living, and just, you know, because those people are the frontliners, right?
Definitely.
And they need all our support while we go through this. But Jim is an artist, and I'm an artist to a point, and this is how we do our thing.
Definitely.
So I'm going to say thank you for joining me. Love to Carolyn. She's right outside. And I look forward to sharing time again with you and other great guests here on Notes and Notions from the Writing Desk. Just remember to take note, please, that the notion of love is universal. Let your love light shine through to everyone you meet. So for now, thank you. Till next time, ciao.
I hear the castanets, they're calling. They have this dance, por favor. And I don't care where we are, as long as I am there with you. 'Cause there's a place in the world for those who say I love you. And if we wish upon a star, we'll never be alone. 'Cause we could travel